Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios, X-Men 97, the X-Cutioner. Now, if I remember rightly, a character that was in the 90s. I remember an issue with Cable and Cyclops, but other than that, I don't know how it was resolved. I don't know how it ended, but it's nice to see such a character that probably hasn't been in comics for 20 odd years be shown, I guess, some love, via X-Men 97. It is great. So the other characters in here, it feels like a very strong wave to me. So, which makes me very, very happy. I'm certainly looking forward to opening a particular Magneto. I've wanted that Magneto for so long in that costume from the 80s. Goblin Queen, yes, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some interesting words on the costume, but, it's still nice to have a figure released of Madeline Pryor. So, let's get X-Cutioner out of the packaging and have a closer look. Okay, X-Cutioner out of his box, and I've got to say it is a very simple paint mode, very straightforward, and I've always said that Hasbro do really good on monsters, etc. You got a Friends of Humanity belt, which, like I said, I can't remember what the X-Cutioner's role in the comics is. It's been a long time since I've read it, but I'm sure it wasn't associated with the Friends of Humanity. I felt like it was something to do with their CIA friend, or it was their CIA friend. I really honestly can't remember. Terrible. I'm sorry. Usually I'm all right with comic knowledge, probably more than anime knowledge. So in terms of that, maybe I'm wrong. I don't even think the Friends of Humanity really played a role in comics either. Don't get me wrong, there were radical groups, but I don't think they were ever called that. So from that perspective is cool, but I've got to remember that this is based off the 97 character in there. And that looks very, very nice. Nice pouches all the way down there. Very simple. Under there, you've got the nice, big, thick boots, etc. It does. Maybe it's just me. I felt like that I had the wrong boots on there. Now, I love the back, so you can store all 3 weapons on the back. So the gun stores in there, and then these store in there, which I think is great. You have this beautiful sort of, I'm going to say cable arm, because that's what it reminds me of. Nice bit to go over the shoulder, and then you've got this sort of cloak here as well. And then two hands. So you haven't got extra hands with this figure. And let's remember as well, we haven't got to build a figure with these figures because they are sort of considered retro 97, whatever you want to call them. But no build a figure, which is a little bit disappointing. And then you've got this little piece here, which at first I didn't understand how it connects. And then you just sort of pop it on there. And then you've got this sort of blast piece here. So very, very simple in achievement there. Articulation, so this can move all the way around. You probably don't need to. There's a bit of up and down there. You can lift this arm. You have to be careful because you do have this piece here, so you're never going to get that full rotation there. Swivel on the upper arm, double on the arm as well, which is very nice. You can spin the hand. That's very cool. Now, because you've got this big cloak, it's hard to do this piece. Now, there is a swivel there. He can probably do the splits, but you're restricted. He has a swivel on the thigh, and then you can see there he does have a double on the leg. But, you got to make do with what pose you're doing. Got a nice lefty, a righty, an upsy, and a downsy. And, yeah, pretty much the swivel is on the thigh only. So, some nice articulation there. I think he looks great. Absolutely, really great. I really am liking this. I feel like sometimes when it comes to X-Men, I just become a sucker anyway. I just end up liking it. But I'm not seeing anything that really stands out in terms of this figure. I think he's got some nice accessories, some nice articulation. Just try and bring my camera down here. Some nice articulation. Let's get that in there. not going to do it, are you? I'm so sorry. I just knocked down my whole thing. There we go. Right, let's bring that in there. There we go. Right, so he does have these pieces. Now, very annoyingly, because they've got the piece that connects to the gun, well, it ends up becoming a piece like that. Nope. I thought he was going to hold it like that. Maybe like, no, okay, that's it's very difficult to get him to hold this, so it ends up being in fact, maybe it's because he's meant to do it in this hand. So rather than having two hands exactly the same way you can hold two weapons, he's got one a different adjacent. So you've got the sort of spike, and then you've got the sort of baton sort of thing. So you just put that in there like so. So he can hold that as well if you want him to, as he goes out to strike. I'm going to put the gun on his hand off camera, because I feel like, oh my, the alien piece just fell off. That's not a good start. So this is a beautiful gun. I feel like it's got some really nice paint apps. It will be interesting in how he holds that as well. Once again, you've got this bit which goes into the back, which is great, but it looks awful when you take it off. And like you've just seen, this piece can just pop as well. Maybe that's just a cover. I feel like it shouldn't be popping off anyway. So I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, I feel like I've put the gun in the hand correctly. So you can see there, so apologies. You have the trigger figure there, and then this figure sort of supports it. So I'm not sure it's perfect, and maybe there's a better way that I do it. And I definitely, what I usually end up doing is I usually end up watching other people's reviews and going, you didn't do a good job there, mate. You forgot to look at that, mate. And so forth and so forth. And that was terrible. I don't know what I was trying to do there. But the gun is a beautiful piece. I love it. It looks futuristic. Looks very cool. I mean, this piece does come off, but you know, it's a great piece. And this is a great figure. And I'm glad that I started with this one. I probably started with this one because it's the easiest one. And I don't have to think about getting any other X-Men out of my storage containers where they are stored, because I have no room until my kids are grown up and I can take over a room all to myself. I look forward to those days. I really do. But for now, you know, this looks great. Very happy with it. If you like my channel, when you like my reviews, please do support my channel by subscribing. I really do appreciate that. That helps me grow, etc., etc., and all that la-di-da stuff. Thank you to those already subscribed to my channel. Make sure you look after yourself. Very, very important these days. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.